not every gig is Madison Square Garden, as we say in America. Sometimes you got to play in Topeka, Kansas. But some of the really most shitty places are in France. Yeah, yeah. I can remember a gig we did there in, oh, it was so awful. They didn't have a proper roof and it was raining. So all during the set, water would be running out of the ceiling in streams. And I remember it kept like pouring on top of Tony Laureano's head, and it was awful, but it was a little bit funny.
We played Romania one time, and it was like a oven in there.
We had to stop playing. It was so hot we had to stop because there was one fan, and they had to keep the fans on the power amps, otherwise they would have blew up. So they took the fan that was on me, you know, playing drums, and I seriously almost passed out, and we had to stop playing.
It was so hot in Bucharest that like all the power was going out in the whole city. Like we went to the bar afterwards, and like just power outage.
Yeah, that was the summer where there was a bunch of wildfires in like Hungary, and a bunch of people died in Eastern Europe because it was so hot. It was like 2007. Yeah, really hot. It was like record-breaking temperatures, you know. So
yeah, fuck that. Fuck record-breaking temperatures, and then climbing inside a club and trying to play a show.
For 25 years, we've been playing non-luxury places.
There's too many to mention. I mean,
there's too many.
We played plenty of basement, no stage, no sound system, no lights. Friggin', you know,
we've played a lot of lemons, you know.
Yeah.
We did like 2 weeks in Mexico, man, and it was like wow, like little amps that looked like they came right out of like the Brady Bunch set, you know. It was like hysterical, man.
Have you seen the movie Trainspotting?
Yeah.
You remember the toilet there?
The worst toilet
yeah.
in Scotland.
We've played many rock clubs that looked like that.
There's a small little village in Germany called Bad Wörishofen.
Oh yeah,
comes to mind.
Yeah, I agree. Mirror floor on the stage, if I remember correctly, like, but with metal mirrors. It's very hard and slippery, and you fall down easily. I found out.
It was somewhere in the French Alps, and it wasn't even a fucking club. It was a cabin.
It was a barn.
And there's more dogs than there was people at the show. And the van broke down on the way up, so we had to get out and push it to the club, or the cabin. It was like that movie Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah,
that was.
There really was about 4 people there and like 12 dogs. While we were playing, a dog came on stage, just circled around, crawled inside my bass drum while I was playing, just went to sleep.
We've been playing where it's been the stage were in 2 different levels, and the audience were cramping in, and they pushed the whole stage underneath the other part. So we were standing pretty much on the drums, and then you know, stop, and we had to push the stage back. But
the first time we played in Germany, first tour, you know, I was with a van, and we got in. I think the place was Kaiserslautern. And I remember I went in and I said to the guy, "Hey, where's the toilet, man?" He said, "Wait." So wait. So we just went, came back with this thing which, you know, old people used to walk, you know, this frame. And then
there's a bucket of it.
Yeah, yeah. And then he gives a, you know, plastic thing with a hole. He said, "All right, this is the toilet. You can go in the forest and use it." Man, and you know, and that was fucked up. But also once in Belgium, we went in the club and there was chickens in the club, and chicken shit on the table, man.
I'd say Bosnia was pretty difficult. I was in Bosnia last year, and that was with our own gear. That wasn't a fly show. We had like 8 hours on the border in Croatia and like 8 hours coming back, and they filled all the paperwork wrong, so we nearly got fined. Yeah, it was crazy.
I remember one show in Belgium we did. And we turned up, and what is it? It's like a shack, basically.
But this was right on the docks. It was a run-down venue. You know, you walk inside, and there's the dressing room is like, well, there wasn't really a dressing room, but yeah, it was just the things were falling off the walls, and beams were hanging down, and pipes were hanging down, and it was very bizarre.
And then hundreds of people came from nowhere, and it was one of the most insane gigs ever. Like.
We played a place in Slovakia. It wasn't actually a venue. There were no signs outside. It was just in the middle of some housing estate where it looked like people got shot for a laugh. And then the hotel that we went to on the night was a building site somewhere with like drug addicts
wasn't
around.
A building?
And, yeah,
bits
they hadn't finished it.
Shit poking out.
Yeah.
Like, no, there wasn't even a door on some of the rooms.
No, so our tour manager in the room he was in, he stuck a chair under the door handle at night because people on glue outside and stuff. So
it's cool
yeah.
though.
But yeah,
I liked it,
yeah, I thought it was fun.